Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be a rather different video. I hope this will be interesting to you all, and I'm very excited to actually be recording this because I think it'll be interesting and I hope you guys do too. So this idea was inspired, at least for me, by Jacksepticeye. He recently did a video on his top 9 favorite games of all time, and I found it very fascinating. So I decided, why not do it too? It's not copying, it is inspiration, I guess. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving like a really short rundown of what the game is, like a summary, and then I will be playing game trailer for you guys to see that as well, and then like whatever else I want. I don't know. We'll see how this runs. So number 9, it is The Forest. Now I have played The Forest on this channel before. I played it with Chubsy, who is my editor and a very good friend of mine. So The Forest is like a survival horror game. It was developed and published by Endnight Games. So the game takes place on like a remote island, a heavily forested area, given the name, where the character, I believe his name is Eric. I don't know his last name, and his son Timmy, are survivors of like a plane crash. This game features like an open world environment, which I very much enjoy. Open world games, I think they're much more like. I think it's much more realistic because, I mean, you wouldn't have boundaries in real life, and it kind of puts you in the perspective of like, okay, I'm here, I'm in this situation, and now how do I get out? So the game features an open world environment played from a first person's perspective. I also love first person games because it's again much more involved and you feel like you're there. It has no set missions or quests except for finding your missing son, and that really empowers you to make your own decisions for the fate of your survival. And I'm very excited for the sequel to the game, which is called Sons of the Forest, and I know that is under development, but I don't know if when that's coming out, but I'm very excited for when it does. And now here is a little snippet of what The Forest is. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's very fascinating to be put in that scenario and just that you have to survive. And it has an incredible ending. The ending is very, very interesting, and I love a game with a good ending. So, number 8 on my list is Skylanders. This might not be a lot of people's favorite games, but I love Skylanders so much because it was one of the first games I ever remember playing. And that, I think the first game you do play is a game that you will remember for the rest of your life, because that was what first introduced you to playing games and stuff in the first place. And I think for a lot of people, I mean, their top games are the game they started playing. So again, brief little plot, I guess, of the of Skylanders. So in the game, you are in a world called Skylands, which is a realm filled with like adventure and floating. Sorry, my fault. Which is a realm filled with adventure and floating islands. It is the center of the universe, where it is constantly threatened by evil forces, who seek to rule Skylands and gain access to all worlds. And the main heroes of the game, are called the Skylanders, who use their abilities and like machinery to defend their world from various threats, which they've done for generations. They have worked with the Portal Masters in keeping peace and balance to Skylands, battling the forces of evil and protecting the Core of Light. Chaos, who's the main antagonist, has destroyed the Core of Light, and Skylands is in his hands. It is up to you, pretty much, I guess, to send your Skylanders into the game and to stop Chaos. And the Skylanders have, like, an unbreakable bond with their Portal Masters, which I guess is you. You are their Portal Master, I guess, because you put them into the game in the first place. And each Skylander is associated with one of the 10 elements of the game, that being Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Magic, Tech, Life, Undead, Light, and Dark. And your main plot is to basically just go through all the levels and defeat Chaos and stop him from ruling over Skylands. So the main thing I think is really fascinating, and why the game was so successful for its time, and I feel so old saying for its time, like, this game first came out in 2011. Like, y'all, that is 10 years ago. That is a long time ago. And the first game was Spyro's Adventure, and then it went on to Giants in 2012, Swap Force in 2013, Trap Team in 2014, Superchargers in 2015, which was a much different version of the game, and then Imaginators in 2016. And so far, there has not been any new games after that. I think they are done. I myself have not played Imaginators, but I have played all of the other 5 games. But here, back to my point. I think the main reason why the game took off in the first place was because it was so different. Because you had these physical characters that you could have in your hand, or even just play with outside of the game, like just as a little action figure even. And I think it's fascinating that you could just put it on this sensor and teleport it into a game. Like, that's absolutely genius. And I loved that, because I mean, you just had all these different characters. I think in Spyro's Adventure there were about 30 characters. And there were only 8 elements at the time, because I remember Light and Dark came in, I believe, in Trap Team, or maybe even Swap Force. But in the original Spyro's Adventure, there were, I think, 30 Skylanders and 8 elements. And it was just so cool to, like, just get this character and be like, I can, like, transport you into a game on my television. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. So for those of you who have never played Skylanders or never even know what it is, here's a little snippet on what Skylanders is.
What should we do today? We could go swimming, we could go to the lava pits, or we could go fishing. That's kind of weird, though, since you're a fish. Gil, snap out of it.
The mirror to those clouds looks super evil.
It's Chaos.
That smells like chaos.
Yeah, I fold.
Not chaos.
Gotta get the Skylanders together. Let's rock and roll. Skylanders, Chaos is back to destroy Skylands.
Again?
Downer.
That guy owes me $5.
What do you say we teach Big Head a little lesson?
They're Skylands!
Game on.
In the face!
I don't think so.
We're surrounded. And now, Skylanders, I shall defeat you.
No! Uh-oh. Hold on! Not good.
Yay me!
I can't move.
What? Where am I? Who are you?
Spyro!
Hey!
Gil, Trig! You guys look like toys.
This is not me at my best.
But we got us a portal.
A portal. That can get us back to Skylands.
Go get him, Spyro! Skylanders, the amazing new video game where toys come to life. Rated everyone, 10 and up. Some toys and consoles sold separately.
There you have it, the absolute glory of Skylanders. And now on to number 7. Number 7 is one of my favorite VR games of all time, and that is Vader Immortal. So Vader Immortal is an incredible story. It is so cool being able to be in the realm of Star Wars, because I am a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars to death. And I love Darth Vader. He is probably my favorite character. Maybe not, but I think so. I think he is. I think he is definitely my favorite character, because he's so menacing. I'm sorry, I'm very stuffy. The outdoors are trying to kill me. Anyways, I just love Darth Vader as a character, and just as, like, just an idea in the first place. Like, George Lucas was an absolute genius for coming up with this beautiful character, filled with, like, heartbreak and emotion and, like, broken. Because Darth Vader is not evil. He is just broken. And, I mean, if you guys have seen Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about. And I think it's fascinating to have a story that is told between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and seeing kind of what's been going on with him in the meantime. So Vader Immortal is like a short-form narrative VR game for the Oculus Quest and the Rift headsets. And is written by the genius David S. Goyer, who, respect to that man for coming up with this beautiful idea. It was an absolute genius move, and I so respect you. So the episodes, there are 3 episodes, tell an original story set between the Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, I already said that, centered on an unknown smuggler who is who is pulled into the grand scheme by Darth Vader himself. And Darth Vader, when you first meet him, kind of takes you under his wing as his apprentice and is training you to become this next Sith Lord, but very quick you're like, oh no, I don't want to. And now the entire story kind of revolves on you kind of trying to rebel from Vader. And you don't really realize, I don't think, how tall Vader is until you are standing next to him in this game. He is very tall and very scary. But I think Vader Immortal is a beautiful story-told game, and just the graphics are fantastic. The visuals, masterpiece. The just storyline in general is just so cool. And I'll never forget when I first played it, I was freaking out. It was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. And I'm very happy that I was able to get the opportunity to play it in the first place. And I also love, even when you're done with the story, there's still so much more to do in the dojo. Now, the dojo is kind of like, I think, a set of 75 levels, I guess, of just constant robots or droids. I'm sorry, I'm going to get hurt for that. Of droids and stormtroopers and remote droids and, like, creatures and stuff that are coming after you, and you just have to defeat them. And if you do good, then you good. That makes sense? Hope so. So for your entertainment, here is the Vader Immortal trailer.
Force is more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Follow me and I will instruct you in its ways.
Incredible, Captain! How are you doing that?
There are moments when even the fate of a galaxy can pivot on the actions of an individual.
Did you think you could become my apprentice? You were a means to an end. But now you have outlived your usefulness.
Only you can face Vader.
You were wise to heed my training. But it won't save you.
PlayStation.
Doesn't that just give you chills? It gave me chills. I mean, honestly, I love Vader Immortal so much, and you guys really should get it if you guys have a VR headset. Alrighty, now on to number 6. It is Oblivion. Guys, I know Oblivion might not be people's favorite Elder Scrolls game, probably because it's mostly Skyrim, but I love Oblivion because I have it on my Xbox 360, and I will never forget it when I played it for the first time. I was just in awe that you were able to create this unique character that can just be you. I mean, you are who you want to be in this game. And I love that about the game. And I love the open world concepts. And I love the characters. And I love the quests. And I love the monsters and all that stuff. It is so cool. So taking place within the fictional province of, I think it's Cyrodiil? Cyrodiil? I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's very difficult. Oblivion's main story revolves around the player's character's efforts to thwart the fanatical cult known as the Mythic Dawn. Guys, the Mythic Dawn, whoever came up with that, is a genius. The Mythic Dawn is so cool, and it is so fun to fight them and all that stuff, and it is such an interesting concept to fight this. It's much different than Elder Scrolls games have been in the past. But that cult is known as the Mythic Dawn that plans to open the portal gate to a demonic realm known as Oblivion. And I will let you guys see for yourself if that does end up happening. But without further ado, here is the Oblivion Xbox 360 or whatever else it's on trailer.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of Last Seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
you go. Another Elder Scrolls game in the box. And now on to number 5. Number 5 is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Guys, Resident Evil 7 in its own is a beautiful, beautiful game. Beautiful game series, except for 6. 6 sucks. But anyways, all of the other games are beautiful. Resident Evil 7, the reason why I put it on this list was because it was the first game that gave me fear. Because I played it on my friend's PSVR, and I will never forget how much fun we had playing that game. I'm so stuffy. I'm so sorry. And I think why it caught so many people's attention was because this is the first Resident Evil game that's in first person. And I think that definitely makes it much more scary being you, and you are in this scenario now. You're not playing a character like Leon or Chris, or like Jane. Jane? Is it Jane? I think it's Jane. No. Yes. Is it? I don't remember. Oh, crap. Jill. I'm so sorry. I knew it was a J. Jill. Any of them are just so fun to play. But I think the thing with Ethan Winters is you feel much more connected to him because, like, you're his face pretty much. And that sounds really weird, but it's kind of true. So Resident Evil Biohazard was made in 2017 as a first-person survival horror game developed and published by Capcom. Love Capcom. It is a major installment in the Resident Evil series because it is in first person. It diverges into the more action-oriented Resident Evil 5 and Resi 6, returning to the franchise's survival horror roots because it did kind of trail off a little bit, and this really just punched it in the face with, like, okay, we're doing this is how it's gonna be, let's pull it through and make a great game. It really emphasizes exploration, and you control Ethan Winters as he searches for his long missing wife, that being Mia, in the derelict plantation occupied by an infected family known as the Bakers. As you solve puzzles and fight enemies, this is the first main series of the game to use a first-person view. And I love the DLCs for this game as well. They are a chef's kiss to humanity. And I absolutely love Resident Evil 7 because I believe the character design is very cool. I love the monster design. I think the Molded are a beautiful creature. Not actually, but I think it's a beautifully designed creature. They are absolutely terrifying. Jack Baker is a beast. I think just it's so scary is the thing. You just feel so scared when you play the game, especially in VR, because again, when you play a game in VR, and I'm sure a lot of people have, because VR is, I think, the future of gaming. You know how much more involved it is and how much more in-depth it is, and it is just a fantastic game, and I really hope you guys have played it, and if not, you guys should play it, because it is a beautiful game. Now, without further ado, here's the very scary Resident Evil 7 trailer.
Be careful. They'll be looking for you.
Daddy's coming. We need to go. We need to go now!
What the fuck are you?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. Ethan, you gotta get out of that house.
I've seen everything. What the? What the fuck? What is that?
What the fuck are you talking about? They're dead. They're all dead.
This house has seen more than you can imagine, and it knows.
No, leave me alone!
Ethan, don't lose it. It's important.
This fucking family.
Alrighty, now that you are scared, let's go on to a different game. That being Mario Kart Wii. Guys who have played Mario Kart Wii know it is the best Mario Kart because it is great. So in 2008, the Mario Kart Wii game was developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii. To my surprise, I didn't know it was the 6th installment of Mario Kart, and it is, I guess, but it was released worldwide in 2008. So what's really cool about this game is that Mario Kart Wii incorporates playable characters from the Mario series who participate in races on over 30 different racetracks, and they use specialized items to hinder opponents or gain advantages. The game features multiple single-player and multiplayer game modes, including a 4-person split screen. And I know, like, back in the day when this first came out, I was with my friends all of the time, just playing Mario Kart Wii for hours and hours, and it was so much fun, because I don't remember laughing that hard in my entire life than I have been playing with my friends with this game. I'm sorry, I'm probably not making any sense. It is very late, but if I'm not making sense, that's fine. I usually don't make sense anyways. I'm guessing most of you have played Mario Kart Wii. If you haven't, you are very uncultured, and you really, really should, because I think it will kind of change your perspective on Mario and just Mario Kart in general. Without further ado, here's the Mario Kart trailer.
Yahoo! Come on! Oh yeah! Hey! Hey! Wow! So cool! Yeah!
Here I go! Yeah!
Mario Kart! Whee! Wahoo!
Alrighty, and now back, we are in the top 3. These are my top 3 favorite games, and honestly, these were so difficult to put in order, but I think I've finally made a decision. So So for my number 3 favorite game, it is Shadow of the Colossus for PS2. So Shadow of the Colossus, y'all, if you guys have a PS2 or a PS4, because it was remade for PS4, I highly suggest getting this game because it is such a cool concept, just being able to go out into this world with a sword, a bow, and a horse and take down these massive beasts known as the Colossi. So in this 2005 action adventure game, it takes place in a fantasy setting that follows Wander, who's the main character, a young man who enters an isolated and abandoned region of the realm seeking the power to revive a girl named Mono. The player assumes the role of Wander as he embarks on a mission that might entail Mono's resurrection. To locate and destroy the Colossi, 16 massive beings spread across the Forbidden Land, which the protagonist traverses by horseback and on foot. Guys, I literally only got Shadow of the Colossus like 2 weeks ago, and I have already played through it 3 times. Guys, it is such a good game because you have to figure out this different ways to take down these massive beasts with just a sword or a bow. It is such a cool concept. If you guys like sword games and like medieval games, it's not a medieval game, but kind of, or like just great visuals, I really highly suggest playing Shadow of the Colossus either on the PS2, an absolute classic, or on the PS4. Better graphics, obviously, because it's on the PS4. Same storyline, it is the exact same, just remastered. But it is a beautiful, beautiful game. Again, without further ado, Shadow of the Colossus trailer. Doesn't that just look so cool? I am in love with this game, and I really hope you guys get a chance someday to play it, because it will change your life, honestly. Alright, these last two were so difficult. It took me time whether to put these first or second. But I think I think I've made a good decision with these last two. So with number 2, it is Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Guys, y'all, peoples, whoever's watching this video, I hope many people do. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners is the best VR game out there. I don't care what anyone else says, it is. Do not deny it, it is so cool. If you love Walking Dead, you will probably like cream everywhere at this game. It is a revolutionary game for the Walking Dead universe, and I think it really saved the gaming universe for the Walking Dead. So, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is a VR game set in the universe of the Walking Dead, which is very cool. It takes place in the flooded remains of New Orleans, Louisiana. The name Saints and Sinners is an ode to the New Orleans' strong Roman Catholic history and football team, and the outside demeaning stereotypes of the sinful culture of the city. It features rundown post-apocalyptic variants of once vibrant and iconic corridors of New Orleans. The player struggles to survive among walkers as well as potentially threatening survivors. So the thing I love about this game is that you get to choose basically what happens. Like, you follow a path, but you get to make all these decisions along the way, whether to side with the Tower or side with the Reclaimed, which are these two factions that are taking over the city. That are trying to gain control of the city and try to find the location of this place called the Reserve, which is this place that it was an old military bunker that is filled with survival supplies. And you just go on all these missions to get supplies and make weapons and find weapons and make food, find food, just try to survive. And it is fantastically done. And it actually just got a new update yesterday. It was an update on Thursday, September 23rd. And it gives it such a good ending. Because the original ending, so good. Amazing. But this ending, I think, closes off the story much better. And I'm very happy it was updated. The update alone added 6 more hours of content, added to the original game, which was 15 hours of content. So this is now a 21-hour game of beauty. And I play it all of the time, and I love starting new stories and making new decisions and making new endings for myself. And I play this game, I show my friends all these games and stuff, and then I think Saints and Sinners really sticks out to them because of how different it is and how fantastic of a game it is. So without further ado, and hopefully this will show you how beautiful of a game this is, the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners VR trailer.
Well, I'll be damned. The tourist. Stories about you been buzzing all over the bayou.
Well, look at you, tourist, choosing sides. I had forgotten how much I enjoy the thrill of a brawl.
I'm gonna offer you an opportunity to be a hero.
Is that where you want to place your trust, New Orleans?
What's that? They coming for you?
Let us continue to climb together. By any means necessary.
Isn't it such an amazing game? just even looking at that trailer alone, it just immediately wants you to be like, yo, I would love to buy this game. I need it now. Where is it? So now, my favorite game of all time. May have some controversy, may have not. I've heard this game is the best game of all time by many people. I've been told it sucks. But for my number one favorite game of all time, it is Resident Evil 4. Now, Resident Evil 4, it may have been made in 2004, but it is absolutely revolutionary to the gaming universe and to Resident Evil alone. And I'm so happy it is being remade for VR, because I am going to freak out when I first play that game in VR, because I am in love with Resident Evil 4. It took me 30 hours to beat, and I'm so happy about that, because I'm so happy I finally got a game that I get to enjoy and not speed through and just be entranced by this story, which I personally think is the best story of all of the Resident Evil games. I think it is much more involved than stories have been in the past. I think it is much more involved than many of the other stories in the past, or in the future, honestly. So here's a brief rundown. So in 2004, U.S. government agent Leon S. Kennedy, or Leon Skennedy, who is played by Paul Mercier, who is a freaking god. So he is on a mission to rescue Ashley Graham, who is the president's daughter, who has been abducted by a mysterious cult. While in the village, Leon is captured by its chief, Torres Mendez, who is the most terrifying man I think I've ever seen, and he is injected with Las Plagas. Now, Las Plagas, for those of you who have played the game, it is the virus that has been going around this city, or this village, I should say, that has basically turned all of the people into these, like, brain-dead monsters, and it is such a good game. I can't even, like, describe it, because it's just a game you have to play. I mean, if it should be on people's bucket lists for games they have to play. Genuinely, I fight so hard for this game that it is such a good game, because it really is. Because you get first introduced to the regenerators, which are terrifying. It honestly left me speechless when I was done. And that has never happened with another game before, except for maybe Saints and Sinners. I'm not sure. I really don't remember. But without further ado, here is the Resident Evil 4, the best game of all time, game trailer.
Six years have passed since that horrendous incident. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter that she was abducted. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission? President's order to rescue you.
What? My father?
On the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
Time is almost up. Take out anything that might interfere with our plans.
¡Maldito sea! ¡Mierda!
Resident Evil 4.
Was I right or was I right? Does that look good? I think it looks pretty good. And I'm so excited for this to be played in VR because just even the graphics being upgraded alone are going to be so good. And just being in that world with Ada and with Ashley and with Batoras and with the freaking midget. If you play the game, you know who I'm talking about. I don't remember. And just being in the castle or just all of that stuff. It is such a fascinating thing to me. And I'm so happy I again got the opportunity to have my eyes open to this beauty of a game. So with that, I would like to thank you all so much for watching. Genuinely, it makes me so happy when I get to see views on my videos and that shows that people care and stuff like that. One thing that I would like more of, though, is that I know I don't have that many subscribers. I've got 24, I think, 25 maybe. But the sad thing is, like, I've had a video up for a week and it's gotten 1 view. And I know, like, the majority of subscribers to viewers is not that good, but I believe I would hope that someone that has at least 20 plus subscribers would have more than 1 view on a video, you know? That just kind of is like, okay, I worked pretty hard on this, and I'm not trying to act like a jerk or anything. Like, that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to get across. But just me and my editor work very hard on these videos, and it may not look like it, but we do. We put our heart and soul into this, and it's something I think it's fun to do, and I want to keep doing it. But I mean, if I lose the passion for it because my hard work is not getting reciprocated through you guys, that I might not anymore. And I would hate to do that, but I mean, it might just have to be that way because I don't want to put all this hard work into something and not have it be recognized. So please, again, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you watch this all the way through, thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys are my heart and soul. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please suggest this channel to other people. Like this video, comment, do whatever you can to boost my views because I would love to at least get to 50 subscribers. I think that's a pretty reasonable number. Also, please go follow the podcast Shizm on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can get your podcasts, you can find our podcast. I think we have something very big we're going to announce, and we are all absolutely ecstatic about it. It's going to be revolutionary for our podcast. And we might just make it with the podcast. So please go follow Shizm, SCHISM. Again, that is SCHISM. You're gonna see it's by Wendigo West, Chubsy, and Bread Guy, and it's this really sick red album cover with Shizm on it. So please go search that up, hit that follow button, and listen to those because honestly, they are very funny. And I'm not just saying that because it's my podcast. I'm saying that because genuinely it is. We are a group of people that can just make anyone laugh, I think, and that is very special to have, and we want you guys to enjoy that. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you deem necessary, but just do one of those things. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful rest of your day, night, or evening. Thank you.